You good? Finger guns doesn't indicate you're good.
So was the toilet?
What?
The sound.
What sound?
The water
Holy
sound.
shit, Mike's lost his mind. Oh, that's not allowed.
Dude, I think you need to pour more. More.
Okay, okay.
Wait, did you leave the light on?
Yeah, he did. He's the one with the white sedan. Alright, dipshit. Fucking get up.
It's an obscure reference.
It's a very obscure reference, but it was a good one, and I'm glad you got it. So I guess we're doing nothing, because... Mike, fucking take your hood and your hat off, because you're shading yourself for the fucking light.
He can do what he wants.
He's gonna fall asleep! I know him! He's gonna fall asleep!
We should have...
I'm good.
Okay. Okay. I didn't Google that. That's what Google gave me.
Well, Google fuck you.
What makes you laugh out loud, Sheldon?
When people say LOL in all caps.
That makes me LOL.
Dude, we
Hold on, see if I
we
can...
gotta get this show on the road.
Type it away.
Working on
Yeah,
it.
boys.
Yeah, boy. Fucking dingbat, get up. Fucking take your take your fucking hat off. Mike!
I don't get why you don't think Gus Johnson's funny, but this is funny, and this is exactly the type of shit.
Because
that
it's
Gus
fucking
Johnson
Mike!
does. But it's actually awesome.
Get up!
Everyone thinks your life is shitty, but it's
What
these
are you
bad.
doing?
Sleep.
Get up!
I'm in my bed right now.
Yeah, I'm in my bed right now.
When are we starting?
We've been fucking started!
Not that.
He's doing push-ups!
Yeah, but you can't see it, so
He fell after 3.
it's bad.
Yeah. We started? Wait, are we rolling?
How many fucking times do you have to ask that question?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey.
What's going on Tinder? It's
Yeah.
pretty dry right now, but like total matches, I think I'm at an all-time record
What's your
within the last month.
What's your fucking record, dude?
108.
What?
Yeah.
I
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Wanna know how many I have?
I mean, you
I got one.
got one.
I got one.
That's all you need.
Her name's Harriet.
Huh.
That's like you say Harry.
Huh.
Harriet.
Harriet.
Like Harriet fucking Tubman.
Wait, Tubman?
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we talking about today, boys?
Dude, I'm not.
Just talking about fucking spooky ghost stories in the dark.
Really? Do we have more of those?
No, I don't think so.
Did you see that? A mummy's voice got like synthesized in a lab.
How could they even...
They scanned it with MRI and like
How is that possible?
virtually rebuilt its like voice box and
Oh.
its esophagus and shit.
Holy fuck. That's fucking
Because
nuts.
they know like pretty much exactly what it looks like in and out, and they made it, and it sounds like a synthesizer voice. I want to see if I can find the voice again.
Oh, you actually... Oh.
So what was that spooky ghost story you're gonna bring up, Chill?
Yeah, sorry for cutting you.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, it's kind of just... It's pretty short. It's not really much, but... Yeah, one time Jacob and I, like, we you know, and his dad, we went on a drive, like, fucking, like, Port Perry ways, just some random town. And there was this truck that was, like, kind of tailing with us for a while of the drive. And then we ended up getting off the main streets and then got to kind of, like, the back roads. And we went through a lot of, like, the little residential neighborhoods that are kind of off by themselves. And then eventually we started to see, like, the lights flash, like, kind of repetitively, like they were trying to signal something. And then that just turned into just solid lights. And then when eventually that was the case, we ended up making several turns. And the truck still stayed with us for some reason. I had no idea why. come to think of it, it didn't seem like it was out of the ordinary for it to be they were just trying to get to their way home, and like maybe we were going too slow or something. But eventually we got to like this large set of hills, and holy fuck!
What the fuck was that?
Bro, you just got shook.
That fucked me up.
You just got shook, dude.
Oh.
Dude.
That's hilarious.
What was that?
There's fucking
Fork or
a
something?
fork dropping
Yeah,
down.
but where would that fall from?
It dropped out of the fucking sink or something.
It dropped out of the sink.
I mean,
It hopped up
no,
out of
I'm
the
saying
sink.
that it dropped from a plate that was in the sink onto the bottom of the sink. And the hole in the bottom of the sink. We got to this hill and we just kept kind of going up and down the roller coaster, right? And then, we had realized that we were on a one-way street because eventually we got to like the one-way sort of thing and it said dead end. The lights are off from the truck, but the moment that we turn around to go, the truck's gone. And there was at least 2 kilometers of road in which we could see down that the truck should have been there. But when we turned around, it was completely gone. But we had been with that truck for about 15, 20 minutes prior. We were fully aware it was with us. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And
That's
none of
kinda
us could
similar
explain
to
that.
mine.
None of us could explain it. It was literally like how did that even happen? We were on a one-way road. There was no exits of any kind. You literally had to go and turn around in order to get out.
Yeah. And
then seemingly it was like it vanished. That was like the only real thing that I was like, I have no true explanation for it. So like, I'm kind of a skeptic, but like that was pretty fucking clear to me. Like, that ain't normal. So I don't know. That's not really much of a story, but I mean, that kind of just was it. I don't know.
It couldn't have been any more perfect timing with that fucking fork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just... Dude,
And
should we start doing this in the basement?
if you want to be super uncomfortable,
I'm
it's
kidding.
a basement for hobbits, and it's
shit.
unfinished. The ceiling's like maybe 4.5 feet.
Damn.
Holy fuck.
It's a very low ceiling.
Because this is built in like the 50s or 60s? Or earlier?
It's like 1910 or something.
Holy fuck.
It's an old one.
Jesus. It's over 100 years.
It's probably the dead one in here. Probably.
It's probably something.
At least one.
It's probably, yeah.
At least 2.
I'm not disrespectful. Some weird
It's
shit
not really-
happens, so.
Well, I mean, it's not really your fault. You didn't cause it.
Yeah, you moved in here. It's all your fault.
Yeah, that's
That's on you.
sometimes enough.
That's like
That's
the,
on
fucking-
you.
the cliche Indian burial ground or native burial ground shit.
We are on a hill.
Alright.
What's
I found
your...
the voice.
Oh, you did?
Ask what you're gonna
No, it's fine. You can play the voice. I'll remember.
Alright. Okay, MSN.com is what
MSN is still up?
as terribly as I'm expecting it.
It's still up?
Yeah.
Wait, how did that pop up? Did you have a pop-up on your computer? Or... How did MSN pop
It's
up?
a website still. MSN.com.
Yeah, but...
It's not an ad.
No, but you're looking up the voice, right?
Yeah, there's a video on it. I'm just gonna use a different website because it's not fucking.
It's not
working
on
well.
YouTube?
What the fuck? All the links are for MSN.com.
What the hell? How fucking
They
recent
dominate
is this?
the story, Jesus.
When did this clip come out?
11
Came out like
hours
10
ago.
years ago.
11 hours.
Came out 10 years ago when MSN was still relevant.
Yeah. This is my favorite fucking shit, dude.
The
I
cut.
actually never used MSN.
What
in
the
my life.
What?
Never.
What?
That was my
Everyone
shit.
everyone had it in grade 3 and I was like the only one that didn't have it.
Sexy?
That thing looks disgusting.
Is that Microsoft Sam?
I get what they're saying now. That's all they got is.
Hey.
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 Hey. That's all they got.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Why? But also, the biggest question: why does any of that matter? Why does it matter if what they fucking sounded like?
You wanna know, man?
Who gives a fuck?
Dude, what if they were robots?
You got a point, but
What if they're-
otherwise,
wait,
if they're
wait,
not
wait,
robots,
wait. What if they were
No, they just made
Microsoft
the voice for
Sam?
the robot.
What if they're Microsoft
what
Sam?
if? Yeah,
Just a theory.
I'm
Just
Microsoft Sam.
a game theory.
Care
Just
to
a game theory.
elaborate on
Yeah, what if it's the
on
same
all
guy?
Windows,
What
or-
if it's the same guy?
Could be the same guy.
It's a whole like
What? No.
the
What?
Egyptians are Microsoft.
No,
He's entertaining it.
What if it was the same guy?
Right? What else?
Well, fuck that.
You got me there.
I was gonna ask, out of like just random shit, what are some of your biggest fears, like trivial fears, like spiders, snakes, like things like that? What are some of like the random ones?
People breaking into my house and killing me.
That's. I'm not gonna lie, that was mine. That's very.
That's
real.
a good one. It
It's-
sounds pretty extreme.
Why are you laughing so hard?
I don't
Because
know.
You're in an apartment building.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck. Because that's not. Because that's not a real fear for me.
Alright, so let's hear yours after you just fucking bagged on mine.
Well, I'm fucking sorry, but I mean,
Oh, was that one of yours too?
amnesia.
Pardon?
Was that one of yours too?
Yeah.
What was yours?
Amnesia is probably one of them,
Amnesia.
or at least partial amnesia. Like forgetting key aspects of my life that I enjoyed, or the people that I loved, or whatever, and like forgetting elements of them that I could never like quantify in my head again, even if I was explained. You know, like certain things that you went through that were great, but you had a feeling. It was more of a feeling than like an actual memory. Like you remember how those good things felt, and like losing that ability to connect the dots. Like that's a pretty big one. Like
Dude,
if,
I might have amnesia.
What? Yeah. I'm gonna get weird with my other one.
Go.
But it's
Get
a
weird
real
with it.
one.
yeah.
If I were to like discover something that was thought to be not real, and then
No one believed you?
no, but then like I'm in kind of like that other. You know what? I'm gonna scrap it because
No,
I'm
no, no.
literally just describing a TV show that I like.
Oh,
But if
where
it's
you
something
discover
that-
something and you're in it now, and like you're not able to be like discovered by people who don't know, but then you get like fucking kicked out, and now you still know what the fuck.
Oh,
it
so like let's say like for instance
But-
like getting into like a secret cult that everybody thinks is fake, but you know it's real, and then getting kicked out of said cult, and then people just accuse you of being a liar and of this and of that, but you experienced it, but you can't like explain to them without them thinking you're full of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know shit that you shouldn't have known.
Yeah, like I'm right.
Yeah.
But they'll never fucking believe it.
Yeah. Do you think like running to the public about something that's tragic would also be a fear if you think that they wouldn't hear you out?
They wouldn't believe it because they wouldn't be able to find it if it's something that's undiscoverable.
And the
then you
fear,
like find it by accident in the first place or some shit.
and literally the fear of being unable to stop something that you know to be true is one of the fears.
Yeah.
Damn, that's heavy. It's heavy. It's like knowing shit, and like you know what the outcome could be because you know it. It's like being a whistleblower in a sense. You have this
Yeah.
information and you just release it out, and it's up to people's interpretations to believe you or not. Depending on you know how extreme the situation is, could be fucked. Like if you know impending doom is coming within X amount of years, and you don't fucking tell anybody because you think they're gonna think you're full of shit. Like yeah, that'd be fucking scary because you know that it's coming. Like you can't stop it, but you know it's coming. It's fucking deep, dude.
You should read that book.
Is it part of the book?
No.
But you should still read it.
I'm gonna read the book. I don't know why I'm.
I don't know what book it is, but you should still read it.
I mean, I know I have one, but like I want to know if you guys have one. Like
Just say
the
it.
weirdest thing that's ever happened in elementary school that you were ashamed to fucking speak about at the time, but now being an adult, it's funny as fuck, and you can talk about it openly like it doesn't matter.
I have one.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I farted in French class one time. And my French teacher's like, don't fart in my class. And I was like, how am I supposed to fucking control it? Like, what the fuck? I absolutely hated that French teacher. I told her to go fuck herself, and I think I got kicked out of the class for the rest of the year. And every time French class came around, I had to go to the office.
And you're how old?
Sick.
It's probably like grade 7, grade 8, something like that.
Oh fuck, so
Yeah.
fucking 12, 13, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you have one?
I'm trying to think of one still.
Well, fuck, I've got one. I mean, fucking situation. This girl was fucking, she's kind of an asshole to me for a while, but it started with me being an asshole and being kind of an idiot to her. And then eventually it kind of like led to the point where we just had this animosity where like I'd come up behind her and I'd scare her randomly, and then she'd fucking make fun of me and call me names and shit. And then it'd be very hurtful because she'd get the whole class involved, and it'd be like a huge roar of laughter towards me.
That's
But basically, the way that I had the way that I had some payback was there's one day there's one day where I came back from lunch a little bit early, and this is around the time of like planning for the grad trip and shit. So everybody was supposed to be in one room, and everybody was in another room. All of the people from my grade were in one room. So like literally, I had the opportunity because like I knew what class we were going back into or whatever. So like literally, I had the opportunity to pretty much do whatever to her shit. So like I got back from lunch and I saw her books and shit on the fucking desk in the class. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna fucking pull up my ding dong and just fucking go to town. And
what?
Yeah. I was like 13. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking whip with my dick and balls and just. I literally like went up to her books and fucking just smeared my fucking shit all over it. And it just ended up being a thing where like I spent about 30 to 40 seconds doing that, and like being fearful that someone was gonna walk around.
Oh my god!
It was crazy. I was at a fucking adrenaline rush, and I walked away and I was fucking laughing. I was having a great fucking time, and she never found out about it. That's the crazy part. I told my friends at the time. I was like, guys, I fucking did this thing. I rubbed my fucking balls over her books, and they didn't believe me. And I was like, and eventually, I'm surprised nobody fucking told her. But
I never would have thought of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I was literally sitting there. I was like, I got my fucking revenge. But then I realized the book she was reading was actually someone else's book that was my friend's. So I rubbed my balls on my friend's book, and he got the book.
Yo, bro, how my nuts taste?
Where he licks his books.
Yeah.
This is the one. Boy, that's what books actually smell like.
Fucking dusty balls.
Dusty nuts.
What's a lie you've told someone on a first date because you didn't want them to think poorly of you?
That I had sex when I didn't. She asked me if I hooked up with anybody. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Have you? Like,
of course, are you dumb or dumb? Like,
that's a good one, though.
What about you?
I think that I like the person.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Actually, I've got that one.
That's happened.
Yeah.
Or like I get into it and I'm like, oh, I don't like you.
They say one thing is not.
No,
shut up.
The situation where like after the first date I realized I didn't want to see the person again. I ended up seeing them 5 more times, but I didn't want to see them again.
Oh my god!
And
Why 5 more times?
I don't know why that.
You can't just drop that information and move on. Why 5 more times?
I don't know. It's because I was like, this time I'm gonna like her. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out.
Oh, so you were like set on giving her a chance? Like, what?
But
what
the
was
thing
she
is,
like? Why did you keep going back?
She was too nice. That's the thing.
Oh,
She's
well,
and by that I mean she's too much of a genuine, gentle soul. And I feel like
say something else.
What were you gonna say?
She was a Jew.
Yeah, it was like she's too nice, and it's like for me at that time, I was like, I can't handle too nice. I'm just not a nice person all the time, and I like crude jokes. I like things that are maybe a little bit out of the the normal spectrum of things. Even making like out of the spectrum jokes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so why'd you look at him when he said spectrum? That was weird.
Because he's saying I'm on this. It's called the acoustic.
Yeah, no, it was one of those weird complexes that I had at the time where I was like trying to convince myself like I'm fine and everything, but like she's not, and it was like this revolving door of like I'm gonna be giving her a chance and I'm gonna get over this, and then it eventually didn't end up being the case, and then it was like fuck, and then I felt really bad, and I ended up having to cut things off, and I still feel bad to this day. I still feel bad.
Really? You still feel bad
still
after
feel
how
bad.
many years?
Do I know this
5 years?
fine lady?
I may have mentioned her to you, but a long time ago. It would have been while it was happening. But yeah, I mean, there's another situation.
Start with an F?
Yeah. There's the one girl I kicked out of my place because her feet stunk. You know, he's like one of those.
You just kicked her out?
Yeah, I was
I
like,
saw you got fucking go.
Okay.
Didn't Malcolm come right after?
yeah,
that?
he literally. Okay, let me fucking lay out the groundwork.
Alright,
Here.
preface.
Fucking set it up here. So this girl I was talking to her when I was like a little bit younger, like grade 10. But yeah, I was talking to her for a while, and you know we kind of had a thing. So it was weird. At the time that I had a thing for her, she didn't have a thing for me, and then vice versa. And I eventually came to this point where she was super into me, and she had all these expectations and shit. And like I was just like kind of just looking to hang out with her or whatever. So she ended up coming over once. We ended up watching a fucking movie. And then it just kind of came to the point where like I started to smell a little weird odor, like a weird little odor, and I was like, "What? No, what's that? What's that?" And then I kind of like eventually I was like, "Oh my god, her feet stink." And
You said that at the same time.
yeah, and I was thinking to myself, okay, I can play it either one of two ways. I can tell her to wash her damn feet. Or
I could just kick her out with no shoes
I
on.
can tell her some reason that could be also legitimate in order to get her to leave without making her feel horrible.
It definitely wasn't legitimate, was it?
It's semi-legitimate. But at the same time, it was a lot of it was like her feet. So it ended up being one of these things where I was like, yeah, we can't do this because you have too many high expectations. You want me to fucking marry you and have fucking 8 children and all this fucking shit. And
She
then
said that to you, like, how long were you guys talking?
a couple weeks.
Marry and have kids.
But
How old?
Grade
at the
10.
time, yeah, it was grade 10, and
Gross.
then when we connected again, I was 17. But yeah, that ended up being one of those things. Then I ended up kicking her out, and like as I was kicking her out, my friend was planning on coming by. She was crying. She was trying to get herself under control. She even packed a bag. She was planning on sleeping the night and everything. And I was like, I ain't having it. And
Really?
then,
But
yeah,
she stunk.
her
She
feet
never
stunk.
showered.
Everybody else was telling me, bro, just fucking get an excuse to get in the shower and get her fucking feet washed and then just do whatever. I was like, that was too much of a roadblock for me. I just couldn't fucking get past it. But then eventually as I was kicking her out, like she had left, and like on the way out, I opened the door. It's fucking movie moment. I opened the door. Malcolm's standing right there with his fucking just grin on his face. Hey, what's going on? He just comes in, and then she's crying. She's on her way out, and then as soon as I close the door, I kid you not, 5 seconds later, he's like, "Can I have her number?"
Wow.
Give it no time, will ya?
Way to go, Milk.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It just
fucking love
got
that.
to the point where I was like, I was baffled. I was like, "Are you my friend, or like who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
but-
is this?"
Yeah, but can I still get her number?
It made 0 sense. I'm thinking
Well,
to
you
myself,
obviously were done.
I was done,
Yeah.
but like I was also like, you can't do
Maybe he
that.
likes stinky feet.
I had no idea, but he didn't know about the situation until I told him after.
He can
Maybe
smell them from
he's
outside the
your-
door.
Maybe he could. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Where are you going?
Oh. Trick
Fucking
shot.
dinked yourself in the eye there, dude.
Yes! I just sound like a jack. That's just gonna... Can't use any of that, no. It's- That's a transition right there.
Oh.
What?
Good. What the fuck?
Is Donkey Kong okay?
Yeah, you did sound like that. Where do you suggest I look for these topics?
Topics. You hear that?
I did.
What do you think that was? That was the ghost.
The hash bringing,
The slash ringing, ash ninging, the flash
hash
ringing,
slinging.
thinging. Fuck.
Hey.
What?
Quiet.
What?
Quiet on
I'm
set.
thinking.
Quiet on
You're
set.
thinking about what?
Don't worry about it.
Quiet on set.
Thank you.
Chill, are you just drinking that straight up?
No, there's some.
What did I just say?
There's fuck off.
I'm joking.
There's some Sprite in there.
Mm.
These are all fucking relationship related.
Right? That's all that comes up when you search up
That's fucking
topics
retarded.
for anything. It's like, yeah, you're trying to get your.
Oh, I mean, this is, I don't know.
Yeah,
What's the
wet.
what's the biggest thing that someone convinced you of that you truly fell for until it was proven otherwise that it was not true? Like, did
I
you ever
don't
like
think I've been fooled for like an extended period of time like that.
seriously? I have more than once.
What?
Well, I know I was one of them,
You were one of them, yeah.
which is immediately what I was thinking about when you're saying
Yeah,
that question.
that was one of them. I literally
I-
this guy that I used to talk on Xbox with. He convinced me that there was a zombie apocalypse going on in the United States. And I believed him
Jesus.
100%.
What did he do? How did
He basically like ended up like forming it into like an act where like there was one point where he was like, "Get the guns! Go get the guns, man!"
Maybe don't yell that.
I'm sorry.
Where's that?
I was trying
Oh my god, we're in the neighborhood.
Where-
I just
If
realized.
anybody's out there, they can definitely.
I
hear
just
you going,
realized why that was
Get
bad.
the guns. I mean, good acting, but
It's
yeah,
fucking
maybe tone that
midnight.
down.
It's almost 1
What
a.m.
he said was get the guns. So. And basically, it was making it sound like he was like, "Yo, me and my bro, we have to get out of here. We can't stay in downtown LA anymore. It's getting overrun. We have to have an escape plan."
When was this? How old were you?
I was 12.
And he had his
I
Xbox
had
on
my
the
Xbox.
whole
The
time.
whole time, I didn't
He
clue in.
never unplugged
I
it.
didn't clue in. If there was an emergency, you wouldn't be online. Yet there I was, believing the whole thing. And like literally in the background, sometimes I'd hear like he was boarding up windows and shit. Like I believed it.
What if that's literally what he was doing off the way?
That's probably what he was doing. But it was great because I ended up telling my mom. I was like, Mom, the apocalypse is happening in the United States right now.
You gotta believe it.
Gotta go.
What'd she say?
She started
Wait.
laughing.
We
Where
gotta
were
go
you gonna go?
swimming.
Where were you gonna go when you're in Canada?
No, I was scared. She started laughing and she's like, "You're an idiot."
Started to break it to you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, I'm an idiot as well as as
Um,
proclaimed. Nothing for you either, Mike. Nobody ever convinced you of anything as a kid, and then you ended up finding out it wasn't true, and then it ended up being like a holy shit. Like, how the hell could I possibly believe
It's
that?
a really long time
Santa
ago.
Claus.
I mean,
Yeah, like the other than the
oh, that's a
obvious
great
shit.
story between how you and I eventually got to the point where I had to fucking convince you that Santa wasn't real. Because you didn't.
I
believe
remember
me.
how I confronted my dad about it. I remember.
But what predicated that?
How old was I though? I was still pretty young.
No, you were old enough to be. You were at least 11, at least.
What was my argument against it?
Your argument was that the handwriting was not the same on your presents that it was with your parents. That was your argument. I was like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I
hate.
mean, I
I was
kinda
around
had
that
you.
age too.
I kind of had you.
I was like
no,
12.
at that point I was like,
It's a
I
good-
already seen my mom fucking come down the stairs and mow on the cookies, dude. Like I was 5 years old.
You saw it at 5.
Yeah, so like that shit
What
was
were you
really
doing up?
Yeah. What? Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
bad parenting. So I already had my experience of like it's not real. So like, why would I have any reason to not tell my fucking best friend that it's fucking not real?
You know what's funny is
I gotta look shit on something.
like
Yeah.
it took for your mom to eat the cookies for you to believe that, but you believed the guy on Xbox that the zombie apocalypse was going.
I was older when that happened. Okay.
Yeah, there was about
It's different.
7-year difference.
Why did I just say that like it was gonna give me any sort of credit? It's actually worse.
It's a lot worse.
That I was older for believing something so dumb.
Yeah.
But despite that, yeah, I don't know why it was weird. I believe that. But at the same time, having that Santa memory in my head, it's like, oh, well, nothing is real anymore. Like, Tooth Fairy, I put my fucking tooth under the pillow. It takes 6 nights for me to get any money. So, like, that... like,
so you put your tooth under your pillow, you're missing money.
oh,
Mom, the Tooth Fairy took $6 from me.
Tooth Goblin took my fucking cat.
I was kind of sitting there. I was like, "Mom, what's going? Is the Tooth Fairy not real?
Is the Tooth Fairy okay?
What's happening?
Did you kill the tooth?
I want to go to the convenience store."
You just walked there. It was around the corner.
Yeah, but I had no money. I was waiting on the money.
Aww.
Yeah.
Boo. Suck dicks.
It's funny. Funny about that. My
What's funny?
there is the main manager that worked at that same convenience store. One time tried to like seduce my mom when she went in there.
Dicks.
And he kept trying to like convince her to do shit. And like eventually came to the point where she kept prolonging it, but he kept giving her like free milkshakes. Like you remember those Friel milkshakes that you have to like you could keep them frozen. Like she had one time she came home. There's 20 of them in a freezer. Like,
why?
Like why would you get these? I was getting those fucking free milkshakes, but she never even did anything with them. But eventually, also, do you remember when like they had those? What was it? That one PS4 or PS3 game that was like a racing game. Do you remember? It was like not Psychonauts, but it was like something with like a bunch of different Sony characters.
Little Big
PlayStation
Planet.
All-Stars?
It might have been that, but there was like a bunch of like redeemable codes for like a chance to win like a huge sweepstakes or something.
Little Big Planet?
No, I don't know. It was like a racing game.
Yeah, but they had the Little Big Planet Racers thing.
No, I don't think it was that though.
That was a good game, but continue.
But yeah, there was like a bunch of those like little codes that you'd get. Like let's say you buy like a slushie and then you get a free code.
Okay.
So like because my mom was going through that situation and because the guy knew who I was, he ended up giving me like a stack of like 100 codes.
Just gave
it all to me because I guess he was afraid that my mom was gonna sue the store or something for fucking harassment. So I eventually ended up getting a fuck ton of codes. Didn't win anything, but I ended up getting a fuck ton of codes.
Did you try all of them?
Yeah, I tried all of them because I just had the time. It's either that or RuneScape, you know? That was my life.
That music, though.
Oh, it's great music. It's still great music. Yeah, did you ever have any of those games where you just, when you were younger, you just came home and you just grinded the shit out of it, even though there was, like, no point to it?
Yeah, Yoville.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That was yours?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yoville, the Facebook game. It's like a
Yoville?
Yoville.
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 You never heard of it?
I don't think I heard of that one.
Have you heard of Farmville?
Yeah.
It's like the same creators of that, except you're like your own little avatar. There's like a little world. You can interact with a bunch of people online, that kind of shit.
I played a lot of Mafia Wars.
Oh, they call it Yo World now.
Yeah, it's Yo World now.
It looks dinky.
Because a different company took over it. Yoville got bought out in like 2013?
Holy shit.
2014?
The game came out in fucking 2008.
2008.
There's this one game that like people take really seriously that I discovered called fucking Battle Pirates.
Battle Pirates?
Never heard of it.
Yeah. It's like way too deep for a Facebook game. Some people would argue otherwise. It's a game, so
a lot of people took Yoville seriously. Like, I took Yoville seriously. I spent a lot of money on that game.
Did you
like,
as
a kid, yeah. I think I at least spent like $300-400 on that game.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody.
That's all I spent my money on.
Yeah.
Literally.
Fuck.
I knew somebody who.
The fucking in-game
I don't know
currency.
if you recognize that logo or anything.
No.
No.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's just you got your own avatar. You chat with a bunch of people around the world, different activities to do, that kind of stuff.
It was like the more adult version of Club Penguin, but not by much.
Yeah.
It was a little different just because there was like actual like.
There's a lot more.
People.
There's a lot more you can do in it, and like there's a huge like modding community in like 2008 to like
For a
2010.
Facebook game?
That was a thing.
It was really serious. Yeah.
That's crazy.
People were like hacking coins and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Fuck.
No, it was serious. Like for a point in my life, like that game was like all I did after school.
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah, I just played the shit out of it. Like people played League and shit like that. I played Yoville. That's what I played.
That was me for a bit.
That's what I fucking played.
I had fun though. Like, it was a fun game.
Oh,
Once
yeah,
you
I
get
had fun
the hang
too.
of it.
I had fun too. I met a lot of people. I always lied about my age though, because like kids never got respected on the game.
Oh yeah.
I was like always 26. That was my age.
I remember being so fucking stupid one day. I was at my grandmother's apartment. She still had like an old computer set up, like with the fucking tube screen. It was old as shit. And I was playing some like online bingo game. That it was on a site that she paid for. Like she had this like VIP game website for like gambling and shit.
Oh damn.
And I played bingo on it when I went over. And
To hold on to it.
people would like say their names in the chat at the beginning of a game. Be like, hey, I'm pretty sure it was all seniors. Like I'm convinced it was just old people that played that shit. So I was like, actually, I'm a fucking 8-year-old or whatever. I think it was like maybe, I don't know how old I was. I was fucking young. But I was like, I'm however old. And my name's Mitch, and I'm at my grandmother's apartment in Toronto. Like,
So you just told the complete truth.
I like just laid everything out on the table right away.
That's a kid's
And
do, though.
only like maybe 10 years later, I realized that was fucking stupid.
That's very dumb.
But I think that was like that's the only time I remember I did that blatantly. But I don't know.
That's the
that
thing.
stood out. Like I did. That was fucking dumb. Like
You
I
think
remember.
about it, like
That's something really dumb.
think about it now, like literally, you look at the perspective of like kids. They tell the truth about everything. Like, imagine like how much shit you told random strangers. Like remember when like Smarter Chat was a thing? Or no, you didn't use MSN. Do you remember? There's a thing called Smarter Chat, which is
Well,
like apparently
I
this, like,
had
robot.
MSN for a
I
fucking
didn't have
bit.
this one.
Oh shit! So you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But there was apparently like this AI robot that they developed or whatever, but it was probably just some fucking dude. And
This is like clever bot.
yeah, like you basically would speak to it and it would give you responses, but it would be like an AI. But like I would divulge my deepest, darkest secrets to it as a fucking 6-year-old.
And they probably recorded your secrets.
100%. Like that shit's
all
probably
your
still on the fucking internet.
secrets.
Yeah.
I fucking asked out a girl for the first time on MSN.
Did you
I
actually?
used MSN. Yeah.
Damn.
I fucking
Like a
dated.
bitch.
I fucking dated girls on Yeovil.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's savage.
Player.
Yeah.
Fuck. What's your fucking story?
Okay, so this is a real interesting one. My dad lives in an apartment probably like fucking 10 years ago. 10, 13 years ago, something like that. I was probably like 10 at the time. And there was this kid in our building. He's like around the same age as me. And he lived on the top floor. I lived on the bottom floor. He'd always come down. We'd always hang out. And his mom was fucking weird. Like, really weird. Like whenever this kid got birthday presents, like money or anything, she'd spend it like all on like a fortune teller or some shit like that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Take
no,
his money
Yeah, she'd take his money
and use it on herself to see if
on herself. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that. But anyways, for whatever reason, she had her instant messenger on our computer. And I started getting messages popping up while I was playing my games. Like, we played Flash games all the time. And, like, it was, like, his grandma from Scotland. And, like, I was like, who is this? Fuck off and all that. And then, like, I just started saying fuck a bunch of times. And then, like, the kid's like, that's my grandma, stop. I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I kept going. He went crying. He, like, fucking snitched on me.
What a bitch.
His mom came down, like, 10 minutes later. She had the grandma on the phone and shit like that. And she was like, your son's been saying all this shit to my dad. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm in shit. I was supposed to...
That's my ride.
I was supposed to see a Raptor game the next day. I didn't end up going because my dad's like, you're not fucking going after that.
Man, that's rough.
And it was like, fuck. Like, how was I supposed to know? I was like a
Missed
10-year-old
out.
kid.
It's fucking
Like,
amazing.
I missed out on a Raptor game.
And
It was
some
fucking-
fucking priced pizza.
Yeah. I was just, I was like, why the fuck is your instant messenger on our computer when you have a computer upstairs? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I've had some weird moments with fucking instant messenger
It's
though.
fucking retarded.
In relation to like, I don't even know where it came from. Like there was this weird phase that I had with like finding really sexual like stick figure type things on MSN.
Stick
that-
figures.
Yeah, because remember like they used to have those things
Ooh.
where you'd be
Fine
able to,
lines.
it was like you download like a almost like another keyboard, like an extra keyboard for MSN or whatever for the purpose of that.
Yeah.
And then there was one that I found that I shouldn't have when I was really young. And there was like a bunch of like just sex positions and just like actual like stick figures having sex and shit. But it was like the yellow stick figure, so it wasn't like just like blocky and shit. It was oddly descriptive for the time. But I ended up like sending those to my fucking siblings randomly. I just started laughing hysterically, and it ended up just being so problematic that like
Why was it problematic?
because I was sending sex things to my female siblings as a fucking little kid.
How old were they?
They were at least 18, 19.
Yeah, so they didn't find it funny?
No, and they found it like.
Well, I found it fucking weird. Like, what's my little brother doing?
Yeah, what's my kid brother fucking sending me shit for?
Yeah, it is pretty weird.
I don't know what the
That's a different issue
was.
if they took it like that.
Like literally, it was like they all told like my parents, and then I ended up getting the internet taken away from me for a very long time. And then when I get back to the internet, I ended up finding sex games, and I ended up playing those sex games as a very young child.
Wow.
Like the ones on like Newgrounds and shit.
No, like just like random flash games that were just like fucking.
Love Newgrounds.
And I had no idea.
Look at her go!
I had no idea what any of that shit was.
Oh, you knew.
I stumbled across my first Playboy when I was 7 years old.
Holy shit.
Where'd you stumble across this
In the basement.
Playboy?
It was just sitting there in
You
the
had a
basement.
creepy ass
I
basement.
did have a creepy ass basement.
You had a really fucking I'm surprised people moved in there.
Yeah, it was very
It's
ominous.
tight and it's creepy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you
It was
heard
very
shit.
dim all the time. There was no light that came into that room.
No.
So literally you had to rely on the light inside of the actual apartment.
I remember being down there maybe 3 or 4 times. And all the times I was over at your house. And each
Yeah.
time it was like a fucking horror movie.
Yeah, because it was a long time before we didn't have tenants living there, like at least for like a short duration. And we had many a tenant, like so many fucking tenants. You remember like the multitude of tenants that we had? It was
Some of them had to be dealers.
Oh, there was one guy. Literally like. He was like this rapper guy. It's like this wannabe rapper guy. He's like just this random white dude who was like he thought he was fucking awesome. I remember his name and everything, but like he used to say like how much street cred he got and shit. He one time told me, fucking what's that show? That fucking Naturally Sadie. Remember that show, that Canadian show?
Yeah.
He told me that he sold weed to that girl. That main girl
That's
in
an
the show.
achievement in his life.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I sold fucking weed to that girl.
Oh my god.
I'm 12.
And you're like, oh my
I'm
god.
12. What's weed?
Sign my shoelace.
I believe you unequivocally. Like you did that, and it was crazy. Well, I mean, he had his girlfriend over quite a bit, and there was some times where like literally I was in the living room or like in the kitchen or whatever, and they were above, and I just fucking hear creaking. Just constantly, and then eventually it would turn into like slight moans and stuff, and it's like, well, dude, I'm a little kid basically. I'm like, fuck, I'm not supposed to be hearing that shit.
So wait, the tenant fucked your mom?
No.
Yeah, I was trying to find Naturally Sadie's Instagram.
Oh.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah, so basically, so he's my dad. Anyway, but he ended up actually introducing me to his girlfriend, and I at the time like didn't shower. I was fucking stinky as all hell. I was wearing a fucking tank top.
Wait, I got a question.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was she hot?
Actually offered.
So, yes?
Yeah. So he actually. So he offered me and my friend alcohol.
Weed?
Alcohol. Then weed.
Wait, why do you say alcohol is so weird? Alcohol?
Alcohol.
All go.
Anyways.
Alcohol. And he offered it to us.
Yeah.
It was like this sort of like vodka monster combination. When they
And you
used to
drank
have
it?
No. So he offered.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, honey.
He offered it to us, and I immediately declined, and then I told my mom.
Snitch.
He was gone the next day.
She neatly packed up his
He
shit.
neatly packed up his shit. There was that one guy who ended up fucking just stealing shit from us. Like, ended up stealing random games of mine.
Wow.
And then there was another guy who actually, like, we ended up kicking out because he was just not paying his rent on time and shit. And we went through our Rogers bill, and there was just, like, 12 fucking porn.
12
I
nailed it.
fucking porn
I
movies.
nailed it.
It was an easy setup. Come on. I said Rogers bill. Fucking guys, like, come on. Yeah, so there was a bunch of like fucking porn that he bought, and eventually my mom took his like N64 and like all of his gaming shit and sold it, because like fuck that guy. like there's so many fucking people. Like one time, my sister's boyfriend, like she like was dating him for a while. He eventually moved in with her for a bit, and then he ended up stealing my PSP and lied about it. Like that was a thing.
I don't know what's a PSP.
Yeah, like he was apparently this weapons dealer and all this crazy shit.
Okay.
And like I was like trying to take pictures of him because I had like a flip phone. I thought it was cool taking pictures.
Like
of stuff.
fucking smacks
and then,
the
like
phone.
literally it was just. Every time I tried to take a picture of him, he just covers his face.
Wow.
I didn't understand why until I was a lot older. Like, oh, this is a bad person, and they're trying to escape from the fucking law. But
wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of weird like shit that happened. Like every time there'd be like some sort of gangster at my house, I'd ask them what their real name was because I wouldn't accept like Juice as their name.
They told you Juice.
Why
Yeah,
can't I go see Juice?
There was one guy that was.
You had a guy named Juice.
Juice.
Like you wrote that on the fucking. I guess.
Can I go get your juice?
Juice.
There was one guy that was named fucking.
His last name Box.
There was one guy. Fuck, what was his name? Fucking Squeeze was another one.
Squeeze juice.
Fuck. And
Oh
then,
man.
And then fucking was another one. There's a guy named Frost. Oh yeah, another tenant of ours actually. He ended up living in our basement. He had a bunch of drugs and money in the basement.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, he ended up having this safe in the basement too, and my sister ended up stealing the safe, and then he ended up blaming my mom for it, and then pulled a gun on my mom when I was there in the room, and it was just one of these things where I was like, "Holy shit!"
Sweet, did you find out what was in the safe?
I don't.
No, it was just all of his drugs and money. It was like all of his stuff. Like
Did your sister give it back? Or?
No, she took it and fucking went.
Fuck.
Yeah,
This is new stuff.
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
No.
Oh,
If
my
you
mom,
had
that
you
was a
told it to
thing.
me like when I was younger.
Probably around when it happened, so it probably didn't like click that it was important, so you kind of just brushed it off as a memory, unintentionally.
Yeah.
That may have been a thing.
There was enough years between us. Like I was pretty dumb.
I mean,
a good
for-
gap of our friendship.
Well, 2 years, 2 years at such a young age does matter quite a bit. But yeah, no, it was traumatizing. It was like one of those like really.
I fucking.
So wait, you saw it?
Yeah, it was one of those like mini like one-shot pistols that you shoot somebody and just throw away the gun. One of those things. It wasn't like a full like 9mm or anything.
So
like
was
that.
it like that?
Yeah, it was really small. It was like you could literally like hold it in your finger, almost like an Assassin's Creed like hidden gun or something. Like it was just one of those tiny ass guns.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was, and it was.
Dude, how'd you get all these drug dealers in your?
She wanted somebody on the inside, who she could be like, yeah, you live in my place. Like I can fucking blackmail the shit out of you.
Are
so
you talking about a different hookup for a second?
That that happened too. I mean, one time I walked in and my mom was gonna ask her a question. I was like, "Hey, mom." Yeah.
I'm thinking of a funny picture. I gotta find it.
Oh, black.
I like that guy a lot, actually. I reviewed that.
That's Sheldon. That's
I
Sheldon.
fucking love Orlando Brown, dude. He's the fucking
Yeah, the
man.
caption's even funnier.
He is the fucking best. Oh my! Starts to sing out into it with the cannon.
Or actually, this is Sheldon.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, that shit is fucking fantastic. Yeah, no, dude, there's a fucking multitude of shit that went down. This is a bunch.
I know there was a lot, but those are some new additions.
Yeah,
At least that I'm gonna remember.
Yeah. I did a lot of stupid shit. Like the one time I jumped off the moving car. That was really dumb.
I was there, wasn't I? I think I remember.
No, Jacob was there. You weren't there.
No?
No.
I feel like I saw you something do similar.
You may have been out there at some
I feel
point.
like I mixed up my words there. Did I just say that backwards?
You said
No,
you were there.
Well, I'll hear it. I feel like I said I saw you something do back then, but I meant to say do something.
Either way,
instead of
everybody-
something do.
Every one of the neighbors that we actually spoke to came out.
I'm in my head now.
That's they all came out because literally I was literally like on the back, like it was like an SUV, so like like most of the trunks like kind of pop up this way instead of it being just like a traditional trunk. So I stood on the back and I was moving down towards the end of the street. There was a decline on the street, so like I ended up jumping off going towards the incline. So like when I jumped, I didn't realize how fucking physics works. So I ended up smacking my head straight on the concrete and getting a huge gash over my fucking eye.
I don't know how you didn't get a concussion.
I probably did, because the initial thing that I did was I got up and it was at least 30 yards to my house, and I ran and then dropped onto the lawn and just stared straight up into the ceiling, and I started yelling mum 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 just constantly. I just kept fucking saying that, and it ended up being one of those things where Jacob was like didn't know what to do. He was just standing over me. And then a bunch of people fucking emerged around me like I was some sort of like messiah or something. I was just fucking...
You're just going, mum.
There's just so many people there. And then like I later had gotten up and I looked and I saw I had like fucking gravel in my fucking cut and like just hair and all that stuff. And it was disgusting. But I learned pretty quickly that physics is a bitch if you don't fucking respect it. So... yeah, that hurt. That hurt a lot.
I only cracked my head open once. I feel like that's enough.
You did? I don't even know you did
I
that.
was young.
Cracked
That's why
my
I don't
open,
like
like,
to
twice.
keep my head or my fucking hair short.
Seriously? Do you have a bad scar?
It's a permanent scar. Like it's a bald spot. It's
I've never
probably like
seen
that
it.
big.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's small. It's pretty small. Because it's just a spot. I like to avoid questions I don't want to answer.
Well, how did it even happen?
I was on one of those yoga balls, like the big bouncy ones.
Yeah, not as a kid.
Because
Those
my
are
parents thought it was a good idea to let me have one in my room just to like.
Really? They
roll
just
around
let
on.
you have one?
Yeah, I just had it in my room. I was rolling around
That's
on it and
crazy.
shit, and I'd play on it and just like fucking roll around all
Holy
the time.
shit.
Like bounce off my bed and shit. It's pretty fun. Very dangerous.
So, like,
I
what
only
did
hurt
you-
myself once.
What
Really
did you
bad.
hit? That like caused
Corner of the wall.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
Not something that had this.
Just
It was
pure
just
corner.
a fucking plain corner.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's the
And
same
just
way I
went
cracked my own.
right into the fucking side of my head, and apparently I wasn't crying or doing nothing. I was just like confused.
How old were you? Probably at least, what, 5?
I think
4?
no, still in the apartment before I moved to this area, so
Damn.
I was like 2 or 3.
Jeez.
Yeah, that reminds me of the time I was at a Christmas party when I was 10. We were all jumping down the stairs, and
I had
My-
some family parties like that.
my fucking head hit the corner of the wall, cracked my head
Fuck.
open.
So you guys had to stop because you.
Oh, they didn't stop. It
That's a
wasn't-
party right there.
It wasn't my
That's
Christmas
kids,
party.
dude.
It was
Kids
my,
will fucking go over everybody.
It was my babysitter's party.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so my mom ended up taking me to the hospital. I don't remember anything after that, but
Fuck.
yeah. Yeah, and then there was another time I cracked my head open again. I was on a swing, and like you know how you like twist up
Yeah.
Oh.
with the fucking chains.
Oh my god, you smacked
So-
your head off the pole?
No, like I kept unwinding. I kept going faster and faster,
Yeah.
and my head hit the other swing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and it was like a slight crack. but-
Yikes.
Yeah. So, two times.
I remember one time I was jumping on my grandfather's bed and I did like some sort of somersault and ended up bouncing and literally had like an end table, like a side table, and like I went directly into the corner, like right above, like on my brow. I went directly into that corner and I had a huge gash. And like I went downstairs like to my grandmother and her sister at the, that was there at the time, and I was like, blood. I just kept shouting, like just like that, because I was like slurring my words. So I was semi-crying. I was like, "Bleh." Yeah, that was tough. Because then I have 2 permanent scars. One right above my eye, and right below, basically, like actually brow, right above the brow, right below the brow. So I'm lucky that I still have a fucking eyeball.
I wish I had one of those Stairmaster, like not the one you exercise. Actually, that's not what that's called. Then the
You mean
thing
like
you
the-
sit on and it takes you
Oh,
up
dude,
because
my-
you're a
my
lazy
aunt
fuck
had one of
or your
those.
legs don't work.
Oh, the Acorn Stairlift.
How do you know what that's called?
Is that like a brand, Acorn?
Yeah.
Did a
Okay.
family member had one?
No, I've just seen that infomercial so many times.
Acorn Stairlift.
Acorn
I want to get one that has like a fucking ride aspect with it. Like it comes with extra parts, so like you hook it up to the railing, and then there's like a moving show going with you as you
Oh
go
my
up.
god.
I don't know. I wouldn't hope to get one of those because maybe one day you might end up getting one. not
But if I get
wanting
one early, then I
Yeah.
save myself
Well,
the
you get a
hassle
bunch
of
of
getting
money
it then
just-
when I can't walk.
Yeah, just get a bunch of money. Like, if you just make a shit ton of money, buy one of those things, and then make it a thing.
Just have it.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking have it.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a little
That's
bit,
one of those fun
If
things,
you're
too.
so tired, you don't want to move. you
That's
just-
a little bit. That's a
I
little
mean,
bit much.
We've all seen fucking in shows people with elevators in their houses. We've all fucking wanted one, right?
Yeah, like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, you lived in a hotel.
I know. That's the
You
point.
fuck.
That's,
That
the,
doesn't count.
that's the point. That's the point, actually.
You wanted to live in a hotel when you were a kid,
It looked pretty cool.
and then you wanted to live on a boat
No. I
because that
went to
show
both.
sucked, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that
Yeah,
one.
I'm pretty sure his mom was into some pretty weird shit. Yeah. Yeah, me and my friend used to wrestle at recess all the time. People thought we were gay.
That's rough. Not because of the gay part, just because.
No,
That's,
because
that's
the
just
wrestle
because
part.
it's stupid that's something that they had to make fun of.
same
you
thing.
about.
I went through the exact same shit. I remember I used to wrestle with my friends during like when it was winter and shit.
Do you remember when I'd wrestle with? She was a girl that I was in most of my classes with in elementary school. We'd fucking fight at recess, and it was like
What's the first initial of her first name?
E.
Yes.
You remember that shit?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember how it ended?
No, I don't remember.
So it pretty much went for like 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure like it was more than 1 week because like we were keeping track of that shit, and I know it was over 5.
You guys
Like-
end up forking or what?
No, we were literally like a bunch of people would circle around us in a fucking crowd, and we would be fighting in the middle,
Sure,
Like,
you guys didn't fork
fucking-
after, or-
throwing each other around, like
Kids.
basically wrestling. But I think we were like 8 or something at the time, and like she was fucking angry for some reason.
Shot or
She ended up being hot. Yeah.
anyways, go on.
You fucking distracted me.
Yeah, they used to wrestle at recess, and then eventually it ended.
No, I know what I was
It's
talking
2
about.
weeks.
I was thinking about other things.
Oh, you think about
Um,
how hot she is?
Shut up. You distracted me. Yeah, so how it ended was we were fucking going at it as per usual. It was like the lunch recess, so it was the long one. It was like fucking 25 minutes of just fucking fighting the whole time. And out of nowhere in the middle of it, the fucking crowd breaks. And the last person I want to see walking through the crowd, my fucking mother,
Oh,
walks through.
yes.
She had no reason for being there. Like, it was out of fucking nowhere. And she walks through, splits us up, like, the worst thing. And she's, like, holding both of us. She's like, what the fuck is going on? And she was, like, a fucking yard monitor after that for a bit. Like,
Oh,
she went over the line.
Were you guys playing or were you guys actually fighting?
It was, like, half of each, kind of. Like, we were going for it, but we were bad at fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have anybody teaching me how to fight. I was just fucking throwing arms.
Were you-
Wait,
were
so
you
this is
actually
like
hitting
actual
her?
strikes?
Yeah, we were hitting each other. Like, I remember getting hit in the fucking face and shit.
Holy fuck! And this is just like fall, spring, summer, like.
It was like fall, I remember.
Because I remember when we wrestled, like we'd fake punch, but like we knee each other in the balls for real.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, like
Why would you like skip out on the fake punching and just go right to
I
the
have
ball
no
strikes?
idea. I don't know. And then we'd like toss each other too.
Yeah.
But
As kids, you just don't know any better.
I don't know. There's a bunch of kids that need the balls that they probably might not have kids, but yeah.
I got held down by a bunch of people for no reason, and I had to bite someone to get out, and I'm the one who got in trouble because I used, like, the only thing I had available, which was my teeth.
Yeah.
Man.
But I was just getting pinned down on the fucking playground for no reason. They were, like, fucking holding me there, and I wasn't liking that.
No,
And I shouldn't be held down.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of you doing that. That's crazy. I didn't know you.
I'm a swan. I gotta spread my wings.
It's fucking nuts because I remember like so many times there'd be like you get the odd like old guy that just doesn't give two shits about what's going on, and then everybody just has a full on brawl, or like tackle football would turn into a brawl,
Yeah.
and like you think about it too. I know, fuck.
You know.
You think about it like how short a time is 10 minutes right now? Is nothing. As a kid, you could recall the entire events of a recess in 10 minutes, as like in chronological order.
Yeah, it
by
was like you
each
went
minute.
to war. Like you just came back from Nam.
Yeah,
You went through some
it's
shit.
crazy.
15 minutes was a long time.
It was a
Yeah.
fucking eternity.
And it was like the
And then-
only thing we looked forward to.
Yeah.
On lunch break, 45 minutes. That was even longer.
Fuck.
45 minutes is probably like 3 hours now.
Yeah.
Like that's
Crazy.
it's like inflation.
That's what it feels
it's like
like.
inflation time.
That's
you
so
know?
fucking weird.
Right? That's
Yeah.
it's this crazy sort of like thing that you just don't think about. And then you go to work every day and you're like, oh well, fucking, I'm here for 8 hours, and it's like, oh well. Sometimes it feels like nothing. Sometimes it feels like it's it's the end of the world.
Now like a half an hour lunch break will feel like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
literally it's nothing. I'm on my phone. I finish eating. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, like it's no time at all.
I guess you just don't value anything as a kid. Like you just don't have the brain power to be like, yes, my entire life doesn't surround just playing and then going back to school.
Well, no, you're just like a different sort of dopamine addict. Like there's different
Yeah.
things that trigger it then, and then you discover what kind of pleasure you get from the new things that you discover, and then that's when you fucking
Yeah.
go sour.
Yeah, when you start
Maybe
realizing all these fucking things that end up having coming out over and over and over.
You're like, oh, I can't do any of the things I loved anymore
Yeah.
because I look fucking stupid. Cool.
Exactly. And then some people never break out of that though.
It's like, guess I'll figure out how to use this thing in between my legs.
That'll get me somewhere. It's crazy. But you see we've all seen people that never broke out of that phase. That like they're just always a kid. And like sometimes like power to it, but like you need a job. Like you need
a job.
Like you need to do something. So,
Wait, what do you mean they never broke out of it?
like some people just always held on to the idea of having fun at all times and just playing games and and just being like a nerd and doing all these things. I'm a nerd myself. I fucking love all that shit. But I'm saying like they never separated themselves from that. They were just always focused in on pleasure instead of productivity.
Yeah.
They never correlated like, oh, life doesn't exist as an adult without some form of hard work and some form of like achieving shit.
Yeah.
They just like succumb to like, I'm just gonna live in my parents' basement and just do whatever the fuck I want all
I
the
feel
time.
like this is correlating to someone we know.
No, this is I've seen this example many times where like somebody just doesn't break out of the habits,
Yeah.
and then it's just like you see them and you're like, oh, you're just set back a lot of time. You're just not on the same playing field as everybody else.
Yeah.
That's like sometimes like maybe mental illness, maybe they just were unwilling to grow up. But either way, it's like damn.
A lot of the time it's mental illness.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Or,
it
like,
could be.
Yeah. It's sad, but it is what it is. You know, it's kind of cool though, like to hold on to certain aspects. Like I've always loved comics, and I still love them, and I don't like let that be a thing where like people are like, oh, that's for fucking kids and shit. It's like I see every fucking Marvel movie. It's my shit, dude. Like, I don't even care if anybody like defames it for being like fantasy and all that shit. I love that stuff. I don't know. I've always had a special place for it.
Yeah.
You know, same with games and stuff. You and I have had so many games and just fictional things that we've held on to because it's just amazing and just that impacted you. You know? Yeah.
True say.
Yeah, it just makes you more creative too. You're just like you don't confine yourself to one box. I don't know. I find it cool. It's time to end it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. for the
That
next-
one.
The next episode of We Have No Idea What We're Doing.
Nah, it's P.S.noBS.
It's no BS.
How could you end it on a
Yeah.
sentence?
How could you end it in any other form other than explaining that there's an actual